Making a jar on the pottery wheel can be incredibly challenging if you skip this one crucial step in the process. Unlike throwing traditional vessels, we don't want to fully finish our pool to the rim. We want to leave a half inch of thickness at the rim to ensure that we can create the gallery where the lid will fit. The gallery or flange is a small ledge that sits inside the vessel supporting the lid. To do this, we need to throw a cylinder how we normally would, but stop our pool nearing the last inch of the rim. This allows us to gain the height required while also depositing the material to later create our gallery or flange. The cross section should look something like this. Once we have our desired height and shape, we're going to grab a thin rib with a right angle. Start by placing your interior hand on the inside of the vessel to support the rim. I like to use my thumb on the outside and pointer finger on the inside. This pointer finger will do two jobs. First, it will support and guide the rib as it begins to pierce the rim of the vessel and create the flange. And second, it provides slight compression to the flange or gallery itself as it's being created. Next, place the rib in your exterior hand and gently begin splitting the rim in half with subtle downward pressure. During this process, make sure that your rim and rib are heavily lubricated with water to ensure that the rim doesn't rip or distort. Gently stop if you begin to feel friction building up and add more water. Finally, continue this process until you have a minimum of a quarter inch to half inch depth on the gallery or flange. It should look something like this. To make a lid that fits this jar perfectly, we will need to measure the distance with a pair of calipers. Gently, without the wheel spinning, I'm going to measure from one end of the flange to the other. Once I have this measurement, I can make 2 to 3 lids to ensure I have one that fits. This is done by essentially throwing a really small bolt. I like to do this by throwing off the hump and leaving a large foot or base to allow me to trim a handle or knob later. Most importantly, be sure to allow the lid and jar to dry together slowly and naturally. I often find that force drying lids or jars will alter sizes, causing loose fits.